golden stonefly nymph, good imitative pattern. Quite a few steps to this, just following through and getting everything positioned, and it's a little bit of a time-consuming fly, but good imitation. We're going to start the thread and run right back to the end of the bend and build a small thread bump there at the end of the shank. We'll take a pair of tan or yellow goose biots, match those up back to back, get our measurement, set those on. Just a soft loop, just a collection loop, and then tighten up. Moving forward will help those stay a little straighter. And we'll run the thread forward, build another little bump right behind the hook eye, and do another pair of the biots for some antenna. Since it's a stonefly nymph, it needs to be heavy, so we're going to use some 20 thousandths lead wire on this size 10 hook, and we'll start the first layer of it right above the hook point. Wrap that forward and leave about a hook eye of empty space there, hook eye length. And we'll put a second half layer on there from about mid-shank forward. Again, leave a little bit of space before you step down off of that first layer, so it'll be easier to taper off that thorax of the fly. Get those ends tucked in, and then run a little thread through that to anchor it. We're going to use some yellow tubing for the abdomen. We're going to tie that in on the off side of the hook. And some small brown wire is going to be the ribbing. We'll tie that in on the near side. Since these bugs are a little darker on the back than they are on their underside, we're going to put some 1/8" brown scud back in, darken up that dorsal surface. We'll use some dubbing to smooth out everything to get a nice smooth taper on this. The dubbing is just a blend of yellow fur and some yellow ice dub. That can be left a little bit fuzzy on the thread if some of those fibers leak through. Kind of passes for gills along the side of the abdomen. Just work that dubbing so we get the body smoothed out, and put a little bit of that up over there to begin to fill up that thorax area. We'll take a pair of pliers and we're going to flatten that lead. Pull the scud back over, hold over and tie it down, get rid of the excess. Then we can wrap the tubing, create that segmentation along that abdomen. If those wraps again are just a little bit open and some of the fibers of that dubbing leak through, that's a good thing. And the wire is going to wrap and lay right in the gaps of those tubing wraps. We'll take a 1/4 inch tan scud back, tie it in for a wing case. And we've got a pheasant rump feather to use for the legs. And just separate, fold that back, and that'll create a space to tie this feather down. The thread goes right through that crease where I've separated that. Let's tie it in with the dark side down. Use some more of the dubbing to fill up that thoracic area. Pull the leg feather over, separate back to the point where you get what you need. Tuck the thread up through and tie that down. Pull the wing case over that. And the modeling of that pheasant feather shows through this lighter colored scud back, just like the modeling on the naturals. And there's our golden stone nymph.